Hello everyone, this is Mahesh and today I am going to read you a Chanda Mama story. This story is from November 1977 issue of Chanda Mama. The Divine Father and the Human Son. Long, long ago, Yama, the god of death, once felt quite bored with his life. Putting the burden of his office on his assistants, he came to the earth for a holiday. The beauty of the earth charmed him. The hills and the rivers, the forests and the free breeze seemed to him to be the real source of joy. While wandering near a park, the god saw a young lady plucking flowers. Suddenly, the god found himself in the grip of a strong desire. He wanted to live a human life on the earth for a few years. He changed into a handsome young man and appeared before the young lady and expressed his desire to marry her. She led him to her father. The god and the young lady were duly married. Soon thereafter, the bride's father died, and the god took charge of their household. He was loved well by his wife. His wife's attention and love were now entirely shifted to the child. Her only relation with the god now was to demand of him more and more things for herself and the child. Indeed, she had no end to her needs, and her husband was in pains continuously trying to satisfy her. For his livelihood, the god had taken to the vocation of a physician. He proved a success, and his income was ever on the increase. But his wife's demands too were on the increase. If he neglected to fetch her something she needed, she grew so bitter and chided him so much that he had to flee his home time and again. A time came when he ran away the moment he saw his wife or heard her voice. One day the god thought that he had had enough taste of the life on the earth. Next moment he was back at his old station, between heaven and hell. His wife searched for him for some days. Then she thought it best to forget him and to properly look after her son's welfare. When the son, let us call him Yamakumar, grew up to be a young man, she passed away. Yamakumar did not know what to do for a livelihood. However, his loving father was feeling concerned for him, even from his heavenly abode. One night the god appeared to Yamakumar in his dream and said, "My dear son, you can do what I was doing. My blessings are with you, and you will grow famous as a physician. When you are called to treat a patient or the patient is brought to you, just remember me and look at his head. If you see there my figure, do not take up the case, for the patient is sure to die. But if you do not see my figure, give him whatever medicine is at hand. He is bound to recover." Yamakumar now realized who his father was. He did as advised and soon grew famous as a physician. People saw that whoever was treated by him was cured. The cases which he refused to take up and which were taken up by other physicians were found to be hopeless cases. He prospered fast and his fame spread far and wide. It so happened that the princess of the land suddenly took to the bed. The court physicians even failed to diagnose her ailment. What to speak of curing her? A renowned physician from a nearby land confided to the king and the queen that, whatever be the nature of their daughter's disease, symptoms suggested that she was not going to live long. Needless to say, the king and the queen were drowned in sorrow. However, one of the ministers informed the king of Yamakumar and revealed that no patient in his hand had ever died. The king sent special messengers to bring Yamakumar to the palace. Yamakumar duly arrived and was led into the prince's apartment. He remembered his father and opened his eyes. He was shocked to see his father's figure standing near the head of the princess. That meant the princess would die. If Yamakumar failed to cure the princess, the reputation he had built up for himself would be entirely destroyed. Besides, the good king and the crying queen had great expectations from him. Quite disturbed in mind, he looked at the princess. At once his heart was filled with pity and compassion for her. She had already suffered too much. The young physician was enamored of the beautiful princess, and he did not wish her to die. He requested everybody to leave the chamber for a few minutes. When they did so, he addressed his father and said, I implore you, kindly refrain from taking away this girl's life. Let me have the pleasure of curing her. My son, better ask me for something else. It is beyond my power to grant a longer life to the princess. 3 days from today, precisely at the time of the sunset, she is destined to die. Just as I cannot take her alive a minute before that, so also I cannot delay taking it by a minute, answered the god of death. Father, if that particular moment passes without the princess dying, asked Yamakumar, well, then the girl may enjoy long life. But my son, where is the question of that particular moment passing without the princess dying? It just cannot happen like that, to be sure, said the god with a smile of sympathy and added, my boy, better refuse to take up this case. I am going now. I will reappear at the given time to take away her life. The god disappeared, but Yamakumar could not leave the princess to her fate. He continued to sit by her side and nurse her. 3 days passed. The condition of the princess was worsening. At the moment of the sunset, Yamakumar saw his father's figure appearing near the princess' chamber. He greeted the god and shouted, Mother, come out, father has already arrived. Meet him and give him a bit of your mind. The god of death's face paled. The bitter memory of his earthly life overwhelmed him. He disappeared instantly. The fated moment passed. The princess opened her eyes and began to recover. All were full of Yamakumar's praise. The king took such a liking for him that before long the princess was married to Yamakumar.